The birth of our Lord was not just something invented by someone's mind. It was prophesied and predicted in the book of people of a faith that didn't even welcome him. And that's the irony of it. It's not like that was their own homeboy and they were hooking him up and they were like, okay, we're going to go back and kind of change. This is like 800 years before his birth is when Isaiah prophesied that. And then we go to Micah. About 100 years after Isaiah, in the book of Micah, you can look at it, and it even talks about exactly where the Lord's going to be born. That's not by happenstance. Bethlehem was not exactly the center of trade or anything. It was not, I mean, it even specifies that. Yeah, you're a small place in the kingdom of Judah, but out of you will the king come. These are solid apologetic arguments that the Lord himself has, because he's omnipresent. He knew what kind of arguments we would be up against. And so a birth that was predestined, preordained, not only how it would happen, but where it would happen. That is not by happenstance. It is not like the birth and creation of, all these other mythical gods that someone just decided they're going to conjure that up. There was no prediction, there was no prophecy, there was no divine intervention that went with that. It just happened. It sounded cool, so someone wrote something fictitiously up. To me, that's one of the key differences between the God we serve, the Jesus that we know, and all the other deities that are out there that people are worshiping. Ours is the only one that was actually predicted in a book that went on to create the whole concept of monotheism. It's the book that actually gave meaning to the concept of religion. It's the oldest book ever written, and the beauty of the Old Testament is that it doesn't matter how many years you go back, even the oldest manuscripts, they're all written in the same language. The Old Testament was written in Hebrew, and that language never changed, and it's the same writing, and people read the exact same manuscript they read now that they did when all these prophecies were written. So you can't sit there and say that this was something that was perverted or misinterpreted. When you call out by name where someone's going to be born, it's not by happenstance. When you have such a distinct genealogy from David all the way down to Jesus, it's not by happenstance that even 800 years before that, they specifically said, okay, out of this person's house, this is the king that's going to come.